Deep beneath the sands of Egypt, a forbidden legacy was buried, one that speaks of gods, lost civilizations, and knowledge so dangerous it was hidden forever. But what if the pyramids were never just tombs? What if they were portals, schools of the occult, or even prisons for something unspeakable? To truly uncover the origins of the mystery schools, we must journey through 3 forbidden legacies. First, to a time before the pharaohs, when the first occultists walked the earth. Then to Thoth, the god who gifted humanity forbidden knowledge. And finally, to a lost civilization whose secrets reshaped Egypt forever, Atlantis. Pre-dynastic Egypt. The first occultists. Before the pharaohs, shadowy shamans communed with entities beyond our world. Their rituals involved hallucinogenic brews, blood sacrifices, and star-aligned megaliths, older than history itself. The curse of the tomb of Tutankhamun. In 1922, when Howard Carter opened the tomb, death followed. Lord Carnarvon died mysteriously. His dog howled and dropped dead at the same moment, and over 20 expedition members met untimely ends. Was it a curse, or something guarding the secrets? Legends say Thoth, a being with the head of a bird, gave humanity writing, magic, and the secrets of immortality. But ancient texts warn, his gifts came with a price. Ancient Egyptian legends speak of a sacred text, the Book of Thoth, said to contain the secrets of the gods. Those who sought it were cursed, vanishing from history without a trace. Was it hidden, or deliberately erased from existence? Atlantis connection. The forbidden link. Plato wrote of a sunk civilization. According to him, Atlantis was an extraordinarily advanced and powerful civilization that, in a single day and night, was swallowed by the sea as a result of divine punishment. But Egyptian priests whispered that Atlanteans fled to Egypt, bringing a corrupting knowledge that doomed them all. The Bimini Road discovery. In 1968, off the coast of the Bahamas, divers uncovered massive stone formations resembling an ancient road, perfectly aligned, stretching for miles. Some claim it's the last trace of Atlantis, hidden just beneath the waves. The pyramids were not monuments. They were machines of transformation. To enter was to risk your sanity, your soul, or worse. The ultimate goal, to turn men into gods. But some who tried never came back the same. The journey from man to God. Initiates of the mystery schools endured brutal trials, starvation, sensory deprivation, and forced near-death experiences, all designed to awaken dormant powers hidden deep within the human soul. Real-life incident. The Dyatlov Pass incident, 1959. In the frozen Ural Mountains, 9 experienced hikers fled their tent in -30 degrees Celsius weather, some barefoot, others with crushed ribs but no external wounds. One woman was found missing her tongue. Soviet investigations concluded they died from an unknown compelling force. Were they pushed into a reality not meant for mortal eyes? As above, so below. The dark mirror. This ancient axiom wasn't just philosophy. It was a warning. The universe had a dark twin, a mirror world where thoughts could manifest and nightmares could cross over. Some initiates, seeking higher wisdom, slipped into the wrong side and never returned whole. Another real-life incident, the Black Monk of Pontefract, 1960s. In a quiet English town, a family was haunted by a hooded figure. A black monk who left burned footprints, spoke in ancient tongues, and terrorized the household. Exorcists called it older than Christianity itself, hinting at a force beyond ordinary hauntings, perhaps something drawn from the other side of the mirror. The mystery schools were not centers of simple learning. They were labyrinths of forbidden knowledge, hidden beneath temples and pyramids. Their walls did not just teach. They transformed, trapped, and sometimes destroyed those who dared to seek the truth. It wasn't enough to survive the knowledge. You had to survive what the knowledge awoke within you. The Per Ankh, library of the damned hidden, deep within ancient temples, existed a place shrouded in terror. The Per Ankh, or House of Life. At first glance, it seemed like a sacred library, a sanctuary of medicine, wisdom, and ancient texts. But beneath its surface, it was a vault of forbidden truth so volatile they could unravel reality itself. Inside its walls, scrolls and inscriptions revealed chilling secrets, methods for binding souls to statues, mathematical formulas for predicting, and even engineering the collapse of civilizations, rituals for opening gateways to other dimensions, places beyond human understanding. Knowledge so dangerous, ancient priests locked it away, whispering, "Those who read too deeply were never seen again." A real-life case occurred called as the Brooklyn Museum Curse, 2014. When the ancient Book of Breathings was placed on public display in New York's Brooklyn Museum, strange events followed, statues subtly changing positions, glass exhibit cases fogging up at 3:33 a.m., night guards reporting ancient whisperings in dead languages. The horror climaxed when a guard was found mummified, his skin completely desiccated despite controlled temperatures, eerily echoing ancient curses tied to the Per Ankh. Hierarchy of the damned inside the mystery schools. Failure was a fate worse than death. Neophytes who could not survive brutal initiation trials were not simply cast out. They were absorbed into the curriculum itself, becoming a warning for others. Those who failed became part of the mystery schools forever. The Saqqara camera incident, 1997. While filming deep inside an untouched tomb at Saqqara, a BBC crew captured their Egyptian guide whispering to unseen entities. When the recording was played backward, it chillingly revealed, "The pillars must fall," spoken in Proto-Egyptian. 3 days later, the guide disappeared without leaving a trace, leaving behind only his blood-stained satchel at the temple entrance. Was he claimed by the hierarchy of the damned? Behind these carvings lie secrets modern scholars refuse to acknowledge. In 1987, archaeologist Dr. Carla Turner discovered a newly opened chamber beneath the Step Pyramid. Witnesses reported hearing disembodied whispers in dead languages. The next morning, her journal was found, filled with frantic warnings. They watched through the walls. That evening, Dr. Turner ended her life with a ceremonial dagger, her final act mirroring the fate of ancient initiates who could not endure the mystery school's horrors. The ancient centers of initiation were not simply temples or tombs. They were machines of consciousness designed to reshape the human soul. Those who entered them were subjected to forces so alien that time, memory, and even identity could fracture. These were not places to worship gods. They were places to become gods, or to be erased. The Great Pyramid's dark function. For centuries, scholars argued over the true purpose of the Great Pyramid. But modern scans have revealed chilling anomalies that suggest it was never meant for the dead. It was built for something far stranger. Hidden chambers that pulse with electromagnetic fields, impossible to explain. Shafts aligned to extinct stars, dead for millions of years. Basalt floors that seem to retain footsteps. Prints that return even after being scrubbed clean. The pyramid wasn't just a tomb. It was an engine of transformation. the Gantenbrink door incident in 1993. When engineer Rudolf Gantenbrink sent a robotic camera up a sealed shaft inside the Great Pyramid, he expected only stone. Instead, the feed showed something pressing against the door from the other side, a face, almost human. Moments later, the video cut to static. All further exploration of that shaft has since been permanently banned by Egyptian authorities. What lies behind the door remains forbidden. In 2002, engineer Philippe Leroux smuggled custom sensors into the Great Pyramid. At dawn, the instruments recorded the impossible. For exactly 4 minutes each morning, the entire structure emitted frequencies identical to human brainwave patterns during near-death experiences. Leroux's final journal entry simply read, "They're not frequencies, they're voices." His recording equipment was later found melted into unnatural spiraled shapes. The Temple of Dendera's living shadows. Carved deep beneath the Temple of Dendera are the famous light bulb reliefs, long thought to symbolize ancient electricity. But modern restorations have uncovered a darker truth. Workers descending into the crypts in 2018 reported terrifying phenomena. Shadow figures that mimicked their movements 3 seconds before they moved. Scorch marks left behind in precise, unnatural geometric patterns. An artist who gouged out his own eyes, screaming of burning hieroglyphs that moved when he blinked. Were these just hallucinations, or glimpses into dimensions the mystery schools once mastered? The Abydos mass hysteria in 2009. A tour group visiting the Temple of Abydos experienced an unexplainable, synchronized breakdown. All saw visions of a jackal-headed entity emerging from the walls. Many lost the ability to speak, instead writing uncontrollably in ancient hieratic script, a language none of them had studied. Several sustained burns shaped like ankh symbols, without any external source of heat. The Egyptian government quickly classified all medical records. Witnesses were silenced, and no official explanation has ever been given. In these sacred halls, the veil between life and death was not just thin. It was intentionally torn, and some who crossed it never found their way back. In the ancient mystery schools, death was not the end. It was merely the beginning of transformation. The ultimate secret of initiation was this: to be reborn as more than human, one must first truly die. But the rituals designed to shatter the soul and rebuild it sometimes left the participant shattered forever. The Osiris ritual's horrifying truth at the heart of the mystery schools was the legendary Osiris ritual, a process mimicking the death and resurrection of the god Osiris. Modern recreations and forbidden experiments have revealed terrifying truths. The ritual's dismemberment was not symbolic. It induced soul fragmentation, causing initiates to perceive multiple versions of their own corpse simultaneously. 100% of volunteers subjected to controlled recreations developed multiple personality disorders within days. The ritual created a forced split between body, mind, and spirit, not always successfully reintegrated. Those who survived the process claimed they could move between realities, but at a terrible cost. The Paris Catacombs incident. In 2014, urban explorers navigating the forbidden sections of the Paris Catacombs stumbled upon a chilling scene. A perfect replica of the ancient Osiris resurrection chamber, complete with mannequins arranged in ritual poses. Fresh human organs meticulously placed inside canopic jars, jars traditionally used to store the vital organs of the dead. One jar contained a still-functioning human eye, kept alive by unknown means. Authorities sealed the area, and no official explanation was ever released. Mid-chapter, cinematic transition. Visual. A sarcophagus lid slowly opens by itself, black tendrils of mist spilling into the chamber. In 2017, tech millionaire Jared Thorne paid $3 million for a private overnight stay in the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid. Security cameras recorded the unthinkable. For 8 straight hours, Thorne showed no signs of breathing, yet remained seated upright. His final Instagram post before disappearing read, "I see through time now." Later, divers recovered his GoPro from the Mediterranean Sea, still recording weeks later. The final frames show Thorne smiling peacefully in the abyss, his body nowhere to be found. Light body or possession. Those who survived death rituals sometimes exhibited unnatural transformations, symptoms suggesting either enlightenment or possession. Key stages of the Sahu transformation included bathing in banned mercury compounds, causing irreversible changes to the nervous system, development of extreme photosensitivity, with some initiates becoming violently allergic to moonlight, EEG scans revealing brain activity continuing up to 30 minutes after clinical death, defying all known science. Were they creating immortal light bodies as ancient teachings promised, or opening themselves to unknown entities waiting beyond the veil? The Immortal of Malta, 1989 to present. Since 1989, a man known only as the Immortal has occasionally appeared across Malta. He passes every historical verification test, describing ancient events with impossible accuracy. DNA tests reveal mutations never before seen in human genomes. Recent CT scans show his bones crystallizing, turning to a material scientists cannot identify. He claims to have walked with the priests of Saqqara and warns the ritual is not dead, it waits. In the Mystery Schools, death was not feared, it was embraced. But those who came back were never truly human again. In recent years, the veil between the ancient world and modern times has thinned, with the echoes of old rituals being revived. The secrets of the ancient Egyptian mystery schools may not have been buried forever, but some say the door never truly closed. In 2020, TikTok's Pyramid Challenge went viral. 143 participants attempted amateur initiations, documenting their experiences. Every single one of them reported identical nightmares of an ibis-headed figure standing at the foot of their bed. 29 participants developed identical scars forming the Eye of Horus. The last video posted by a user at Unclife showed their reflection moving independently, whispering, "You opened the wrong door," in ancient Greek. Why the secrets were buried? New evidence suggests that the collapse of the mystery schools wasn't just caused by external forces. It was the result of an ancient mimetic virus. Initiates were not simply absorbing knowledge, they were rewriting reality with their thoughts and intentions. The final hieroglyph ever carved by the ancient priests read, "We made a mistake. The knowledge had been too powerful, and it had unleashed forces that could not be controlled. The door is still open. Recent quantum experiments have provided frightening insights. Certain Egyptian prayers can now be shown to affect probability fields, influencing outcomes in unpredictable ways. The pyramids themselves seem to generate measurable torsion fields, fields that warp space-time in strange yet controlled patterns. Some individuals who study ancient Egyptian texts report experiencing priest memories, memories of past lives in the temples. The ritual knowledge still resonates, and its power is awakening once again. Real-life cases. The Cairo sleepwalking epidemic in 2019. Over 300 Cairo residents simultaneously experienced the mysterious sleepwalking epidemic. They awoke at the Sphinx in ritualistic postures, each of them demonstrating perfect recall of the Book of the Dead. Every single individual drew the same unknown symbol, one that had not been seen in centuries. Authorities have been unable to explain the shared experience, with all medical reports classified by the Egyptian government. The YouTube channel that vanished in 2022. A YouTube channel documenting ancient Egyptian occult knowledge gained over 500,000 followers in just 3 days. Each video contains subliminal hieroglyphs that seem to alter the viewer's state of mind. The channel mysteriously disappeared after it live-streamed the Book of Thoth, being read backwards for 12 hours. The last video shown depicted the opening of a door, and the channel cut to black. These aren't just metaphors, the rituals still work. And as you've been reading this, something has been reading you.